Getting laid off can feel like a setback, especially when you've worked hard to build your career. But what if this isn't a loss? What if it's leverage? Today, I'm going to show you how to turn a layoff into a strategic career upgrade, not just another job. In this video, you'll learn why most professionals waste the opportunity a layoff gives them, the 3 strategic moves that position you for a better title, better compensation, and better alignment, and how to avoid making desperate decisions that keep you stuck at the same level. First, you want to shift from reactive mode to strategic mode. Your mindset determines whether this layoff is a setback or a springboard in your career. To do that, you want to stop thinking, I need a replacement job, and you want to start thinking, what's my next level role? Most executives and professionals rush to recreate what they lost, looking for that same exact job that they just had, instead of upgrading and thinking about what's the next step. You also want to separate your identity from employment. You were laid off from a role, and that can be a very emotional process and have a lot of grief in that process. You were laid off from the role, but not from your capability, your leadership value, or your market worth. You can also take a moment to conduct what I call a strategic career audit. So what worked for you in your last role? Write that down, okay? What drained you? What did you not like doing? What would you never want to do again? This is a moment to get very clear on all of these things so you can reset your career. At that point, it's really a good idea to assess market positioning, not just skills. So you want to get out of the mindset of thinking, am I qualified? But instead, you want to think about, am I positioned correctly in the market for the types of roles that I want? And that's a very different question. If you want help structuring your job search the smart way, you can download our free Smart Job Seekers Guide linked below. Next, you want to set an upgrade target. So you want to define what that next level actually looks like. So what's your compensation floor? Meaning, what is the minimum salary that you would want to accept? What is the title or the types of titles that you're interested in applying for? What are the culture requirements? So what do you look for to help you know that this is a company or an organization that you want to work for? What's the growth trajectory that you're interested in having? There are ways to look at job descriptions, job titles, and organizations to see, is the growth that I'm looking for actually at this organization? If you don't define your upgrade, the market will define it for you. The second thing that you want to do is you want to repackage your experience for elevation. The market pays for perceived value, not just your experience. I'm going to say that again. The market pays for perceived value, not just experience. That's so important to think about. A lot of people tell me, I've got 10 years, 30 years of experience. But what value, what impact is that experience bringing to this role? That is what you want to communicate. To do that, you want to shift from responsibilities to outcomes. Professionals and executives get hired for their impact, not the tasks or the daily things that they did. So when you think about how you would describe what you've done, you wouldn't just want to say, I managed a team of 12. Instead, you might say, led a 12-person team that increased revenue 28% in 18 months. It's much more compelling. In that, you can tell what I've done is I've added metrics, and that is a way to quantify your leadership impact. You can do that by adding metrics, so percentages, dollar values, numbers, to areas like revenue growth, cost reduction, process optimization, culture transformation, and retention. So those are all things that you can measure and quantify. Then you want to clarify your leadership brand. So what are you known for? Are you a turnaround expert, a growth strategist, a culture builder, an operational optimizer, right? Those are some phrases that you could use that are specific. Then you want to reposition your LinkedIn profile for discovery. So I tell our clients, you want to have an optimized LinkedIn profile. Your headline should reflect your next level positioning, not just your last job title. In that, you want to craft a strategic narrative about the layoff. And this is something that you can use, especially during an interview. And you want to keep it simple and you want to keep it confident. So you could say something like, my role was eliminated during restructuring, and it gave me the opportunity to refocus on growth-oriented leadership roles. Sounds pretty good, right? Sounds like, ooh, I want to know more. So positioning is what determines whether this is a lateral move or a leap in your career. The third thing that you want to remember is you want to execute a high-level job search strategy. So high-level job searches require precision, not volume. One of the top things that I hear from professionals across the board at all different levels in their career is that, hey, Portia, I've applied for hundreds of jobs and nothing is happening. You want to stop mass applying. Volume applying, the spray and pray technique, is for entry-level searches. Most of our clients are experienced. They're either experienced professionals or they're executives. So we do have some entry-level clients, but it's very few. Senior and experienced professionals, they need targeted outreach. And that's because things are customized from your resume to your positioning to even how you interview. You want to leverage your warm network strategically. So think about those people that you know, former executives, board members, industry peers, people in professional associations, also recruiters that specialize in your field or in your sector. We help our clients. We've got some exercises to help them find the right recruiters and executive search consultants that can be helpful in finding their next opportunity. You want to build visibility before you need it. So there are quite a few ways to do that. Online LinkedIn is one of the best places to build visibility. You can write thought leadership posts. So pick a few topics or content pillars, things that you know a lot about and that you like to talk about, and write some posts about those things. You could also provide comments. So commentary on LinkedIn, adding thoughtful and mindful comments to people who are leaders in your industry, people who are already posting on LinkedIn. You can leave comments that are thoughtful. That's a great way to get some visibility. And then strategic engagement, reaching out on LinkedIn to people who are in your industry. Maybe they're in an organization that you're interested in. Maybe they're just a well-connected individual. Engaging with those people and their posts on LinkedIn, and maybe even sending them a message can be a great idea. Having high-level conversations, not interviews. So when you are in an interview, you want to shift your mindset from, I've got to convince them to hire me, I've got to convince them how great I am, to, hey, I want to explore this mutual strategic fit and see if it is a mutual strategic fit. I tell our clients that you're interviewing the company just as much as they're interviewing you. During an interview, you also want to negotiate from a place of value, not urgency. So people can tell when you're desperate, and desperation often leads to lower offers. Strategic positioning increases your offer. It increases the amount of compensation a lot of times that people are willing to offer you. A layoff becomes powerful when you operate from strategy instead of scarcity. Being laid off isn't the end of your career story. It's a pivot point. I want you to remember a few things from this video. 1, shift from reactive to strategic thinking. 2, repackage your experience around measurable impact that you've made. And 3, execute a focused, high-level job search strategy. And all of our clients receive customized job search strategies, which I think is important. When layoffs are handled correctly, it isn't a setback. It's a recalibration, right, towards something better aligned, better compensated, and more fulfilling for you. If you're serious about turning this transition into a true career upgrade, we've helped thousands of professionals do exactly that, and we'd love to help you too. So you can download our free Smart Job Seekers Guide below, and let's make this your strongest career move yet. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video.